It's never too late to get your life.
Welcome to Get Your Life podcast. This is your host, Lizzie G. So, while we're on the topic of accountability, I wanted to talk about toxic femininity. And I know people will be like, what are you talking about? Because you've heard of toxic masculinity over and over and over again, but you probably haven't talked or heard much about toxic femininity. In fact, I haven't heard it at all. Why? Because we live in a society where women are always right. We live in a society where feminism is pushed so severely that anything masculine is deemed wrong, is deemed hateful, is deemed inferior in a sense. And it's very confusing because if masculinity is so inferior and so wrong, why are feminists pushing to take on manly roles when it suits them, but when it's not comfortable, they want to give them back? Um, Kind of weird, but I want us as people in 2025 looking at dichotomy. And if something is going to be heavily pushed, then we need to be able to look at the other side of it. So if there's a such thing as toxic masculinity, then there has to be such thing as toxic femininity. And you might ask, Liz, what would you say that is? And it's the belief that the delusional belief that women are always right. Um, that they can do no wrong. Um, that they hold all the power. That only their needs to be needs need to be acknowledged and respected. That they basically need to be worshipped. That they are just above reproach, and that they don't have to really um, live in reality. And so when a man is asking questions, trying to get to know them, and they ask questions like, hey, like, what do you bring to the table? And you say something like, I am the table, toxic femininity. Because there's a whole sisterhood that's going to tell you that, oh, yeah, girl, that's right. And women keep women single. Because if you're unwilling to tell your friends the truth, if you're unwilling to hold people accountable for the stupid things that they say, then you're keeping them single. Because there's plenty of people walking around here trying to figure out why they're single. Now, not going to say that's everybody, because there's plenty of people who are marriage material that desire to be in a relationship that just haven't found the right person hasn't found them. So this doesn't go for everybody, but there are quite a bit of people that I have engaged in conversation with. Like I said, I talked to them and I realized, oh, now I understand why you are in the situation you're in. um and so with that being said, we have to, in this year, we have to stop this whole toxic femininity, lying to people when they're coming and they're like, "Girl, let me tell you about this dude," and they'll tell you the situation. And you're like, "Ooh, honey, you need to dump him. You need to do X, Y, and Z." But meanwhile, to be put it the nicest way possible, your friend is trash. Your friend is rude. Your friend is entitled. Your friend is delusional because homeboy said he didn't want nothing serious from her, but she tried to make a cut friend her whole husband, and he didn't even want to be in a relationship with her at all. And then now this man is a bad person. He is awful and he doesn't deserve your friend anyway. And it's like, he didn't want your friend. Let's just start there with, if we would take the time to listen to what people are saying, then we will not set ourselves up for disappointment. But a lot of women don't listen. They want what they want, and they feel like their want supersedes and trumps a man's needs and what they want. And it's just, you cannot force people to be with you because you want them. And you cannot force people to accept you, but you're not willing to accept their flaws and what they have to offer. Um, but you want to force them to accept you and all your flaws. Um, it's very one sided. So this year we're going to focus on dichotomy, And if we are going to address what's wrong with the men and what they can do differently, then we need to also see the other side. I am a woman, so I'm always probably going to speak more towards what a woman could do because I am one. And I know my younger brother, he was like, I have two younger brothers, but my youngest brother, he was like, you come on here on the internet talking about stuff like that, they're going to call you a pick me. And I said, they can call me whatever, because guess what? I am a pick me. I've been picked. So, whatever definition you want to call a pick me, I've been picked. I am married. I am happy. So, we need to stop taking advice from bitter people who are not married, who are not in a healthy relationship, but they claim to know what it takes to get into a healthy relationship or be in a healthy relationship. And they're telling you what to do. Meanwhile, they're not having success. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And we want to do things that make sense this year. So instead of talking about all the women who are in successful relationships and calling them pygmies because they're giving you honest advice and telling you, hey, you are not the table. So don't say that when someone asks what you bring to the table. Or say things like, I mean, look at me. I mean, I got my looks. I got this. I got, like, there's plenty of beautiful women out here. Your looks are not going to get you into a healthy relationship and keep you there. Um, we just have to be honest. We have to be honest. And women, talk to your friends. If they are telling you their situation and they're saying these are the things that are going on, and basically, what am I doing wrong? Why did he treat me this way? Be honest. Tell them, hey, in this situation, you were entitled. In this situation, you were a bit delusional. In this situation, you were rude. Whatever it is, to communicate to people so that they know what they can do differently. Because if you keep lying to someone, they don't know what they need to change and they're going to stay in that same situation. And if you love someone, you'll be honest and you'll tell them the truth. So, accountability, being honest. Let's get rid of toxic femininity this year. Let's embrace how we could show up as better people, better women, how we can be realistic and what we're expecting from someone else we're willing to give. And let's be open to hearing what somebody wants and someone needs and accepting that. If you want to be with someone, you have to hear what they want and what they need. If you're unwilling to hear that and accept that, then you probably won't get that person. So that's that. New word, toxic femininity. All right, then. Have a good one. Bye.